Welcome to Cam Look, your daily dose of art from the Cincinnati Art Museum. Each weekday at 10 a.m., a staff member or a volunteer will share an object from the permanent collection and pose some questions for discussion. Check back each weekday at 10 a.m. for a new look and a new conversation. I'm Carrie Atkins Maras. I'm the Associate Director for Community Engagement at the Cincinnati Art Museum. And today we're going to talk about the intersectionality between artists and athletes. First of all, the countdown to the Tokyo Olympics is at 10 days. So let's get started. Last week, I introduced the idea of intersectionality between artists and athletes. This week, we continue to explore that idea by looking into the role of preparation and training. There's a lot of buzz about the creative muse or the moment when an athlete breaks a record. And this is usually where the word magic is thrown around because it does seem unbelievable and like it somehow transcends human limitations. But behind all that, like every good magic trick, there's a lot going on behind the scenes to make that moment happen. I feel like for these Cam Looks also, I need to make a little disclaimer. I'm not an expert on the connections between art and sport, but it is something I'm curious about. Have you read the Malcolm Gladwell book, Outliers? It's mostly about the idea of proficiency and success. And it's asking, what does it take to become very, very good or successful at something? Almost anything. The magic number is, according to Gladwell, 10,000 hours of practice or training. How many hours does Forbes say Olympic athletes train in preparation for the Olympics? About 10,000 hours. There are a lot of factors at play there and a lot of variation, but the average is 10,000 hours. Is that a coincidence? Probably not. Van Gogh says great things are done by a series of small things brought together. 22-time Olympic medalist Michael Phelps says, if you want to do the best, you have to be willing to do things other people aren't willing to do. Muhammad Ali, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. We are back to looking at a photo by Gordon Parks of Muhammad Ali. It's an image that challenges the assumptions of Ali and boxers as brutes. Parks was a master at revealing humanity in his subjects, and he had just a moment to photograph, a split second, to compose a masterpiece. But he had thousands of photographs and previous experience in his head to draw on. His mental files were full, and he was able to draw on those skills to capture this moment. Ali used his training to become one of the greatest American athletes of all time and an Olympic medalist. In order to gain mastery, artists and athletes both use intense amounts of training to hone their skills and develop muscle memory. But training isn't the only factor of success. Remember, my hypothesis includes innovation, creativity, and the role of failure. So join us next week when we talk about creativity and innovation. And until then, go Team USA.